and welcome back to the channel. Food. Thanks for tapping in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Like videos like this.
This is Flight 12 experiencing moderate chop at 15,000.
12, roger, maintain present altitude, vectors around the heavy precip.
I've just looked out my window. What the f is that? That's only a road away from me as well. I've never seen this in my life. What the f? What is that, bro? What is going on?
What? Knox, what is going on?
I have no clue. It's a murder.
Holy cow.
We're going after Bob.
Oh my god. This is so crazy. I've never seen anything like this, have
This is
you?
when they go after bugs. I've never seen them hunt like this. What's happening?
It's the birds. Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh my God, we gotta talk about Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Did you see the Baja Blast pie?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, so peep this. They have a Baja Blast pie.
Like an actual, like a pie?
It's a
like
pie
a dessert?
yes, it's a pie that they're selling. It's like a blue-green radioactive color.
Oh, hell no. I gotta pull this up. Hold on.
I swear to God.
It's some Simpson shit.
It is. So it's a pie for $20, right? So get this. They did a review on it. This girl is eating it, right? So she's like, let me try this pie out because this looks crazy. She takes a bite of it. She was like, oh no, let me make sure I hate it. And then she eats it again. Yeah, I hate it. It's like, this is terrible.
What the fuck is this?
But get this though, I read the ingredients in there. Some of those ingredients are banned in the EU, in the UK, and Japan.
Of course. That shit looks like
Blue 1, red 40, yellow 5, all those things. They have like this sodium cod, all this stuff I can't pronounce. A lot of that shit is banned overseas, but it's in our food and they just released it.
Yeah, it looks like a Double Dare 2000 spot.
Yeah, exactly. Nickelodeon gack. Shit looks crazy.
Yo, this shit looks insane.
Yo, I saw that. I'm like, okay, what are they rolling out next? Because, you know, Baja Blast is Mountain Dew.
Come on now.
I don't know. Me and Mountain Dew always got a bone to pick.
100%.
So I got to look into that more, and I don't know what they're planning, but they released that pie, and that shit looks crazy.
Sick people.
Sick people, for sure.
You're not gonna convince me. Those are birds.
Have you guys heard of the pit from hell? This is crazy. The Housea Castle. This castle is very strange. The fortification is not facing the outside. It's facing the inside of the castle into a courtyard. This pit goes back to ancient traditions where it's this giant like granite slab, I believe. But in this slab, people always reported hearing like noises and like creatures coming out of this pit.
Oh my gosh.
And like terrorizing villages. Apparently it got so bad to where they built this castle around it and basically set up all these monks and stuff inside this. And then at one point it became like a prison. They would like give prisoners option like death penalty or lowered into the pit. And stories go that these prisoners were lowered into the pit, and when they came out, they had aged like 40 to 50 years, like just completely grayed, screaming, losing their minds. There's creatures down there, fire. They literally described it as hell. What? These monks and stuff, they were set up around there to combat these demons that were coming out of this pit. And then eventually they just decided to seal it up. But it wasn't until the Nazis took over this castle, reopened the pit, and sure enough, the same occurrences. They described like giant frog-looking men. Then after World War II, when the Nazis were driven out, they sealed it. Modern day, no one's tested what's in this pit.
Who owns it now?
I don't know.
Let's do a GoFundMe on Patreon.
Open the pit.
This has always been a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist type topic. But if you look at where we're at today with the nanotech, we now know that this is conspiracy fact. There's a gentleman by the name of Dr. Ido Bachelet. In 2013, he gave a TEDmed talk in Israel. He's holding up a 1cc syringe and he's saying, I just brought this from my lab. And then the tip of of this needle are 1,000 billion robots, 2,000 times the width of a human hair. Not only does he brag about these robots being in the syringe, talks about how it's a benefit to humanity. And I would agree with him in one aspect. Technology in and itself is not good or bad. It's who is in control of the technology. He also expresses to the audience how these nanorobots basically are designed to be controlled by computer code, various languages. And he teaches his students how to control these things with an Xbox controller.
Are they electronic components? How are they being powered? How are they keeping power?
They keep power through the piezoelectric effect. Our body naturally produces a certain amount of amperage. There's a thing called graphene oxide. It's the main component that allows these things to self-assemble, self-replicate, and they actually cross the blood-brain barrier. They can actually be programmed to carry a payload so that if you send a certain RF emission to them, they'll open up and release whatever payload's in them.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you were here?
Demons love jewelry. Just a side note. I had a guy that had a sickness. He had a cross that he took out of his from his grandmother who died. Okay. And had a tumor right after she died. And he started getting sick with a tumor. Ended up praying, rebuking, casting the demon out. But the first thing I said before he did, I said, you know what? You're going to need to take that cross off. It was like a Catholic, whatever, cross of the beads or whatever. And he was like, why? And I was like, just take that off for me. And he was like, okay. So he takes it off and he holds it in his hand. And I'm like, you need to set that down on the table. And he was like, okay, why? And I was like, we're going to deal with that in a minute. And we set it down. And then I hear in the spirit, his grandmother gave it to us. And I'm like, the heck was that? And I was like, and we're probably going to smash that. And he's like, and I was like, and I know your grandma probably gave it to you, right? And he was like, what the? He's like, how did you know that? He's like, totally freaked out. He's like, and I'm like, well, I'm going to tell you right now, bro, demons are in that necklace. And we end up praying. The dude ends up getting healed. And at the end of it, I'm like, you ready to smash that necklace? And we find out, I'm like, where did that necklace come from? He goes, I took it off my grandmother out of her hands when she died in the hospital after he was in there with her. The spirits that killed his grandmother went into that cross necklace that he put on his neck, and the spirit of death started killing him right after they killed her. And they were about to kill him. And we end up praying the demons off and crushing the necklace afterwards. But like, demons don't play fair. They love jewelry. They don't care it's a cross. That means nothing to them.
The Red Shoes Club. They got him too.
Leo Hu recently tried to book a flight. He was told he was banned from flying because he's on the list of untrustworthy people. Leo is a journalist who was ordered by a court to apologize for a series of tweets he wrote and was then told his apology was insincere. I can't buy property. My child can't go to private school, he says. You feel you're being controlled by the list all the time. And the list is now getting longer, as every Chinese citizen is being assigned a social credit score, a fluctuating rating based on a range of behaviors. It's believed that community service and buying Chinese-made products can raise your score. Fraud, tax evasion, and smoking in non-smoking areas can drop it. China's growing network of surveillance cameras makes all of this possible. Zhu Li is the CEO of SenseTime, one of China's most successful artificial intelligence companies. It has created smart cameras for the government that can help catch criminals, but also track average citizens. Ken Dewaskin has studied China's economic and political culture for more than 3 decades. He says how the new scoring system truly works is kept secret and could be easily abused by the government.
How far into people's daily mundane activities does this go?
Well, I think that the government and the people running the plan would like to go as deeply as possible to determine how to allocate benefits and also how to impact and shape their behavior.
The fear, of course, is that the government may use this social credit scoring system to punish people that it deems not sufficiently loyal to the Communist Party. And trying to clear your name or fight your score is nearly impossible because there is no due process. Ben Tracy, CBS News.
Something about Cam Newton always felt a little off to me. Not in a bad way, but just like in a mysterious way people really don't talk about. Every guest on his podcast has to do the same ritual. He makes them look him in the eyes, say one love, and throw up this very specific hand sign every single time. Whether it be athletes, celebrities, friends, they all go through the same initiation moment.
One finger, one pinky, one thumb, all together, one love. One finger, one pinky, one thumb, all together, one love. One finger, one pinky, one thumb. All together?
I fucked it up.
One finger, one pinky, one thumb. All together, one love. One finger, one pinky, one thumb. You botched that up, bro.
I'm sorry. I don't know if you're trying to make me. Yeah.
But this signal is the braille or the sign language for
love. Yeah. This is Chance. This is actually an actual universally recognized ASL. I got my own name and sign language.
That's dopey. Man, keep getting interested and interested. Here we go. As we end things here on Funky Friday, man, let's rock and roll. Here we go. One finger, one pinky, one thumb. All together, one love.
And notice how uncomfortable Chance was at first. And the craziest part, the hand signs are just the surface. Because when you really look at the people closest to Cam, especially his most recent baby mama Jasmine, you start to see a whole different kind of energy at play. Something changed in her. Something in her eyes, her aura, her spirit. Almost like whatever he's connected to, whatever those gestures symbolize, might run a lot deeper than people think. But that's a whole different story. So in part 2, we're going to talk about Jasmine, her connection to Cam, and the strange, almost witchy shift that happened in their relationship.
Chanel number 5 is made from the sweat of whipped male Abyssinian cats. I kid you not, and this even produced protests some years ago, animal rights groups, about how we should not be perfuming ourselves with the sweat of whipped male Abyssinian cats. Suddenly, you've got a real puzzle. Along come synthetic perfumes, and the majority of them are made of synthetic versions of androgens. Perfume is made up of all sorts of breakdown products of male sweat. Isn't perfume supposed to like smell good to guys? We have a deep abiding puzzle here. And there is an answer for it. Okay, the vast majority of perfumes are not purchased by men. The vast majority are purchased by women. In other words, most of the marketing decisions about what to stick in your perfumes are being marketed for people who are going to decide if it's appealing or not, people who have lots of estrogen in their bloodstream rather than androgens. That is thought to be the explanation for how it is that most perfumes are derived from male pheromones.
One, two, three.
Some poor Vietnam vet is forced to watch this.
Urgent, breaking, terrifying news. What I'm about to say is not a joke. This came directly from Candace Owens, and these are Candace Owens' words. Urgent. 2 days ago, I was contacted by a high-ranking employee of the French government. After determining this person's position and proximity to the French couple, I have deemed the information that they gave me to be credible enough to share publicly in the event something happens. In short, the person claims that the Macrons, y'all know who that is, have executed upon and paid for my assassination. My assassination. This is Candace Owens talking. Yes, you read correctly. More specifically, that the green light has been given to a small team in National Gendarmerie Intervention Group. I am told that there is one Israeli that is on this assassination squad. Plans were formalized. Again, this person provided concrete proof that they are well placed within the French government apparatus. Further to this point, this person claims that Charlie Kirk's assassin, the assassin, trained with the French Legion 13 Brigade with multi-state involvement. Journalist Xavier Pressard's life is also at risk. This is deadly serious. I ask that every person retweet and share this. I do not know who in the American government can be trusted, since the source claims our leaders, American leaders, are aware. I don't even know what to say. I'm afraid for Candace Owens and her family.
So I'm walking through Walmart. This catches my eye. Look what it says. Bro. Sorry, it's a little messed up, but bro, I don't even want to read it because it's demonic. But look at this shit. It's telling you shit, bro. It literally has you do a ritual, bro, to summon. Hell no. And then it laughs at you after, basically saying like you screwed yourself. Yeah, look at that. Oh, look at that. Hell no. I just got the chills just looking at this, dude. Nope.
And I'll just start. So Britney was driving, and at the point of impact, she was doing 100 miles an hour. They said somewhere between 100 and 110 miles an hour. Her body got ejected from the car. Exactly how, I really don't know. And I don't think anybody knows. And supposedly, from what we were told, she died immediately. She was not decapitated. That was, I don't know where that came from. That was never in any of the information that we got. And I'll get to it in a second, but I saw it, and so I know she wasn't. She had been drinking. They found a flask in the car, and there were other bottles of booze in the back of the car, and it looked like they were headed to a party or something. Now,
I cannot believe somebody sent me this as a pancake. This is not a pancake. It's soul robbery. It tastes like water and flour. I called him up and he said these are pancakes.
I would have gone back and slapped them with it.
The CIA had a program called Project Pegasus.
Did this have anything to do with QTEL? Basically, they fund all the technology for CIA.
DARPA.
Yeah.
Basically, think of it like this. DARPA is an arm of the government that is the sword and the shield. So they create military weapons, defense systems, also a lot of offensive systems and whatnot. In Marvel, they have something called SHIELD. It's like CIA with DARPA mixed in, and the NSA as well. They have no governance. They work outside of presidents and Congress. They pretty much approve anything they want. They have something called the black budget, where they have unlimited funding to where they can pretty much, hey, we want to fund this. We don't have to listen to Congress. We don't have to listen to the president.
That's who the government really is.
the real
Not
government.
this puppet show.
Tesla, they had all his works, and when he died, probably killed him.
Definitely.
Took all his works, and his family wanted all his works and say, hey, we own all that work. We're, next of kin.
Mm-hmm.
He had 80 boxes. They give 60 boxes back. So where are those other 20 boxes? In those works, they found something to where he basically discovered time travel and teleportation. They're all one and the same, because if you can teleport, in theory, you can go from different times in space and time. They found out that the younger you are, the more flexible your mind is.
Gate program.
Exactly. This is why they had a gate program in school.
Wow. That's why there's an attack on the family, right? Because you have the broken family, there's no solid ground, right? No deciphering.
They were sending kids back in time. The one kid, this is all documented, he goes to the Gettysburg Address to see Lincoln speak. He noticed a flash when he was there. Somebody took his picture. Now, a historian goes to the archives, back to the Gettysburg Address, and looks for this same kid, and he is there at the Gettysburg Address because he has a 70s haircut.
No way.
Yes.
So crazy.
Oversized boots. He was alone in the picture. They were like, who is this kid with a 70s haircut? Turns out it was him. And then not only that, they sent kids back in time to the same place multiple times, and they were running into themselves. But they were told by the CIA, hey, don't touch yourself because it'll cause a paradox.
Little Back to the Future. It's always in the movies. Remember those videos or those pictures that came out? The dude with the iPhone. Was it a video?
I've seen a lady with a phone.
With the
I
phone.
saw that one.
Yeah. So it was a lady, but also that picture, He looked like a Gen Z guy.
Yeah, he did.
So if time travel ever existed, it's always existed. Because people are like, oh, time travel can't be possible. Well, maybe one day it will be. Well, if that's the case, it already does exist.
All right, AJ, Mystery Fashion is who I'm here with, and where you from?
Yeah, I'm from Shy.
Okay, we see the outfit, man. Rate your outfit from 1 through 10 and let me know what you're wearing.
Oh, it's always a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
I got the original Yeezy 950 boots on.
Crazy.
I got the, Gosha did the pop-up today, so the rest of it's all Gosha.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's a fashion trend you regret participating in?
Life.
I'm sorry, I'm a murderer. I'm a murderer.
Cousin.
I need help.
Oh my God, Bradley.
I've killed plenty of people. I do not want to kill anyone else.
Bradley, come on.
A man just confessed to murder during a couple's proposal. This video is currently going viral of a couple's proposal video, or what was supposed to be that, when this man gets in front of the camera and decides now is the perfect time to confess to murder. He then gets down in front of the camera and says he's murdered a lot of people, but says he doesn't want to hurt anyone else and asks God to please forgive him. People were so disturbed, they didn't know if it was real or AI generated, but the couple confirmed that it was 100% real. He said he planned this for a long time. They were gonna go to the basilica, look around, and then he was gonna get down on one knee and pop the question, but when he did so, he looked over to the photographer and there was a man standing in front of the camera. They said they had no idea who he was, but there was someone with him calling him Bradley. But after they posted the video, that man's neighbor commented and said he hasn't been home in weeks, and the last time they saw him, he had bloody knuckles. They sent all of this to the police and it's being investigated, but what's even more sad is that this man was in a wheelchair and he spent months practicing how to get down on one knee, and he spent so much money on a photographer, and all of it was ruined by a crazy man. Let me know what you guys think about this, and as anything comes out, I'll keep you guys updated.
You know the 6'7" guy?
It's demonic.
It's demonic.
Yeah.
The guy that made the song, he does Santeria.
Yeah.
But he wears masks. There's so much footage of him. And he even said it himself. There's pictures of him like holding goat heads up.
Yeah.
Sacrificing animals.
I mean, exactly. Like, all that sacrificing goats and all that shit, that's real life.
You sacrificed a goat?
I sacrificed goats, chickens, mice. Not allowed to explain it.
Before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys. Their phones were being spied on. Click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately.
And he's saying like his religion, it uses animal sacrifice, and there's certain gods he prays to that give him what he wants out of life by sacrificing or giving offerings to. Damn, this is like real witchcraft.
Yeah, that ass. And then like 6 in his I think religion means a god, goddess of something, and then 7 also means another goddess. So they're praising like that.
Wait, actually?
Yeah. But I don't know what language it is specifically, but in one of the videos I said it's like, oh, when you say 6, that's a goddess. Say 7, that's also a goddess. So when you say that together, but I actually don't know where 6, 7 came from. That's such a random number though.
I found my new best friend.
You've made the wrong turn, my brother.
Why are these people continuously playing with us with these Mandela effects? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Thanksgiving used to be on the 3rd Thursday of the month. Why is it now that Thanksgiving is constantly on the 4th Thursday of the month? Now, I know what y'all gonna say. You're reaching. Thanksgiving's always been on the 4th Thursday of the month. All right. Well, there's a community of people that knows for a fact that Thanksgiving used to be on the 3rd Thursday of the month. Now, what I do know is that every 5 years, November has 5 Fridays. Maybe that's it. Hit that search bar. See how many people are saying the same exact thing. We can't all be tripping. I went down a rabbit hole, did searching, and I see that Thanksgiving was on the 3rd Thursday of the month in 1990, 1991, 1992. Google it, you'll see this shit yourself. And then I looked at other calendars and I see that in those same years, it's saying that Thanksgiving was on the 4th Thursday of the month. And this is when I say the simulation is simulating. This is like the same thing where they said Richard Simmons passed away. And we know for a fact that Richard Simmons passed away at a certain time. But recently, they're saying that he passed away. And then you gotta ask yourself, why are they playing with us? Why are they changing date? And then that leaves the other question. Are we in the same universe that we've been in? Did the world really end in 2012? Those are questions you have to ask. Because shit like this. Or maybe I'm reaching.
For real?
For real.
So the Boogosphere, you believe that's...
Bashar has said you were given that to tinker with so that you can start to understand alien technology more clearly.
A popular theory is that they are gifting us these devices for us to stretch our consciousness.
Yeah, to practice. Here's a toy to practice with.
We have friends that are down in Mexico working with it right now with like scientists and stuff. They're like, this is 100% real.
It's another part of contact. Here's something to tinker with. It's physical. It's real. You can get your hands on it.
That makes so much sense because like you just looked at the video they just declassified where they shoot a missile at a UAP in the air, right? Which they've been doing and do all the time.
It's the worst.
It just bounces off, but it's like, oh, you can withstand a warhead shot at you, let it bounce off you. But the Boogosphere is like, oh, I hit a power line. Oh,
yeah, no.
Oh my God, I can't believe you guys found me after all these years. I'm so embarrassed. Oh, makes so much sense.
No, actually, I mean, yes, it's like, here you go. Because
my one weakness.
So here's something that will stretch your thinking about how to look at different objects that might be extraterrestrial, because they're going to help us technologically too. Here's a rudimentary version of what you're going to be exposed to later. Let's see what you do with it. Let's see what you can figure out now.
The motor doesn't sound reliable enough.
We went to the Parthenon today.
In Nashville.
I saw this one picture though, and it had the Parthenon, but there's like weeds growing all around it. I'm like, that's weird. Like, how old is this thing? It was built in 1897 for the Tennessee Centennial and International Exposition. Okay. So I'm looking up all these old pictures. I'm like, this is wild. There's like a pyramid built right where the Parthenon is.
What?
That's crazy.
This is Tartaria all over again.
This is a theory. They say that all these buildings around the Parthenon, including the Parthenon, were built as temporary for this fair. So they were only erected for 1 year, then torn down.
That's insane.
And it's like,
why?
So the theory is that it's this like Tartarian civilization. Like the Parthenon pre-existed, but like the same architecture as like Washington, D.C., over in Europe. Like it's been this one civilization that was at some point all over the world, the Tartarian civilization, and then this massive mud flood happened and it wiped these people out, and that these people in Nashville found the Parthenon and they dug it up and they're like, this is crazy, we need to make this into something.
That's pretty wild.
Just weird though.
That like the big like Capitol building looking thing and all that. That's
I know, isn't
strange
that
they I don't understand why
They said
you
that
would
was
tear it down.
a temporary building for 1 year that thing was built.
But why not like repurpose it for anything? You could anything you want to.
Anything.
Make it a trampoline park, dude. Whatever.
Sky Zone.
UBI screaming that from the mountaintop for the past like year and a half, 2 years.
2 years.
They even have a cartoon on Fox called Universal Basic Guy. Why do you think that is? They're getting everybody prepared to be on universal basic income. They were paying these guys in the cartoon. They were paying these guys because they lost their job to automation, AI.
Wait, that was in the show?
That's in the show.
No.
They lose their job to automation. They get a check from the government and it's all about them just sitting on their ass and getting into adventures.
All we have to do is just watch the shows.
TVs, movies, cartoons, it's always there. They do it, they tell you before they do it.
Literally.
Why did Fox roll out that cartoon and now they're talking about UBI? Now they're doing stimulus checks? Now they're doing, because even Elon's talking about not universal basic income, but it's universal high income, which is just another fancy word for UBI.
What do you mean universal high income?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, so you just, okay.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Like, oh, we're gonna pay you more to do X, Y, and Z, or just be dependent on us, and that's it. Because universal basic income sounds basic. So let's change the word. Universal high income. Oh, that sounds better. They always changing these words. Same thing they do with Agenda 2030.
Talk about it.
Agenda 2030 used to be Agenda 21. For that, it was the plan for sustainability. They keep changing these words, but it's the same thing. Same playbook, different cover. They're doing the same thing again. Pretty interesting. And with AI, within the next 5 years, the number keeps changing, but they project now, within 5 years, is going to affect over 200 million jobs.
When I was 9, I was in my bedroom reading, and I was aware out of the corner of my eye that there was something that shouldn't be there. And as I looked up, there was this creature, which could only be described as a troll-like thing, sitting on the chair. And it was about a foot high, naked, really hairy, really ugly, and had no genitals or anything. And he said to me, whatever you want, I can get for you. Anything. I thought, oh. Now, when you're 8 or 9, there's not a real lot that you actually want. So I thought, oh, test it. So I asked this troll thing to get my mum to come in and to pick a particular cushion up. And there were quite a few. And I said, well, pick that one up and walk out with it. And a few minutes later, my mum came in, picked up this particular cushion, and was almost to the door with it. And I said, Mum, what are you doing with that? And her face sort of went, I don't know. I've come in for it for some reason. And she looked really confused. So anyway, she went out, and the troll reappeared, and I said, see, whatever you want, I can get that for you, anything.
I'm not sure if my door is locked or not. Fuck it.
Okay. And why would you take me with you?
In this corner of the house right now, me, my sister, my niece, we're renting out this Airbnb for a wedding this weekend, and we were just out walking my dog, and when we came in, we heard Jesus Christ.
Great!
Touch it!
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
Okay, so we picked up this gallon of water, this Crystal Geyser gallon water at the local Dollar Tree. And there is a brown shadow inside the gallon, as you can see, and it's moving around, and it's still closed. We haven't opened the gallon yet. My gosh, it is at least, to say the least, disgusting. So my daughter gave me the idea to open it, pour it out, to probably have a better idea of what it is, but I don't think we'll even know what it is. I just know the Crystal Geyser people are doing something wrong in their process, their bottling process, that this got inside the water. Can I go? All right. Okay, let's pour it out. Is it going? It is. It just passed through.
No, it didn't.
Look, it did. Look. I thought it was gonna come out as a huge big blob, but it didn't. It just looks like what? I don't know. Fungus? I have no idea what it is. Definitely Crystal Geyser. Something wrong to adjust there.
Other things, and you saw.
Have they pulled the video?
No,
You are kidding me. Do you see what I see?
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, while we're on air, they have marked the video private.
Hey, chat, you guys say that you found it? You guys say that you found it on Apple Podcasts? What podcast am I looking up on Apple Podcasts? Do you guys see what's happening in the chat? Do you guys see what's happening in the chat right now? Everybody look in the chat. Those are all first-time Twitch chatters. We start playing it on Apple Podcasts, and then we start getting chat spammed by bots? Something is still going on in the chat right now, live on the stream. All from this, as he starts talking about Epstein and replacement theory, right? They may be trying to get my stream pulled for bots. They're trying to crash the server. That was some timing. I'm sure it's a coincidence. Pastor Rob McCoy has become a very suspicious figure in this case. And Candace has been digging a lot into him and his background, but so have a lot of other people. And Baron Coleman, who has been made famous for finding the Google search trend stuff, he started watching a whole bunch of Pastor Rob's sermons and realized that some really weird stuff got said. And he stumbled across one sermon in particular that was very interesting. And based on what happened, it getting taken down midstream, it seems significant. And so then when I went to go listen to it on Apple Podcasts, what happened to my stream seems even like to add to the significance. And so I felt like I wanted to give you the whole, like as much of the whole thing as possible, because I think that what's in this podcast is probably pretty important to listen to. And he says some very blasphemous stuff about the Bible and about Christianity. Here's what happened on my live stream today when I tried to listen to Rob McCoy's missing podcast.
Zen. Zen. Oh my god, Zen. Come on. Oh my god.
Girl, that's not a dog anymore.
But there's no reason for me to go that way. But I'm waiting to start hearing things from coming underneath my house. That's it. I'm out of here. Under the door. Okay. Well, door too. It's creepy. Yeah. Thank you.
What the f is this? Yeah, go horns! What is that? Is there a person in there? Oh, there is. What the f?
And bro's driving a Cheez-It.
Wasn't it Chris Rock we recently saw at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party?
Yes, there is an Illuminati, but I guess I'm in it, but I'm just not good with follow-up. Texts and emails and meetings, it's just not my thing, but I guess I'm still in.
Can you guys tell me if maybe Illuminati members get to visit the Vatican and joke around with the Pope? I found this specific group of people to be quite interesting, to be honest with you. And are any of you asking the same question I am? Are you a part of the Illuminati? Are you Catholic? Or are you into Haitian voodoo, seeing as your first tattoo at 55 was Basquiat? I've also wondered the same thing about LeBron James. And the same about P. Diddy, as he has the three-pointed crown over his tattoo, which some have mistaken for Mary, which identically mirrors Elise Dantor, which is the deity that Madonna dresses up as all the time. However, are any of you aware just how similar Catholicism is to Haitian voodoo? For example, they literally have the same saints, they just have different names for the saints. That is because when slavery was taking place, they were forced to practice Catholicism. So what basically ended up happening is they merged their beliefs in with Catholicism. One of them in particular being the Virgin Mary, which they turned into Urzuli. And this is when it all circles around back to Basquiat's articles state him as being a secret agent shaman. It states that he was a scion of Haiti and he knew the Haitian gods. It states he knows what they sound like on a jazz record and he can hear Urzili when she's speaking through the clarinet. He understands relationship between possession and the dance floor, that the gods are in the music. Space Jam, when one is possessed by an otherworldly entity and ends up receiving gifts and talent beyond. And do you guys think that maybe Hollywood caught on how to channel entities into a human body? For example, the fact that Beyonce is Sasha Fierce, or the fact that Nicki Minaj has 3 entities inside of her, and again the fact that Ariana is stuck as Glinda. What's going on?
We've had data for about 12 years in medicine that's very unusual that nobody talks about. And we have these conferences called M&M conferences. And in these conferences, we talk about zip codes where sicker people tend to live. The hospitals and the doctors, they haven't put 2 and 2 together yet. Turns out that the zip code problem is related to the radiation problem. So we can predict who's going to stay in the ICU longer based on where their zip code is.
Wow.
And the hospitals know this data, but they're not sharing it with anybody. But doctors know about it, and I'm sure there's going to be some doctors listen to this and they're going to go, so that's what it means. Because I can tell you just about every hospital I've been in the last 10 years, I've known about this, and I don't talk about it even there because I think they would become very suspicious. And this is the inflection point. I've decided to talk about it publicly now because I think we're really going to see it.
And the ghost died twice.
The DIA and the CIA call a holo-form. And a holo-form is basically a mind trick, which means they take the major changes in their appearance so that they kind of match, they are, even though they are like 7 feet and a little bit more than that, and out of the range of average humans, they are still within the parameters of what humans can grow into. And then they would actually convince people by a certain type of mind trick that they actually are humans. And an untrained individual, and especially an unexpecting individual, would see in front of them a typical normal human, an average human, even though very, very tall, maybe kind of exotic in a certain way, but usually the human brain is structured in such a way that something that is within the parameters of average or normal that would not alert certain areas in your brain or certain sections in your brain, and people would just go along without noticing.
I don't really care that she sees me. My manager went up to her and took a picture of her face and called her a thief and yeah. Do you want me to pan out and put the notes on? Looks like she's leaving now, but yeah, I'll just do a little pin. There she is, and she's leaving.
That's the famous Chinese actress. Pay you later.
There's a theory that the world already ended, and it actually happens every Tuesday at 4:12 a.m. And the creepy part? Millions of people swear they felt it. It's called the Tuesday Reset Theory, and once you hear this, you'll start noticing it too. The idea is simple, but terrifying. Every Tuesday morning at exactly 4:12 a.m., reality shuts down. Not metaphorically, not spiritually, literally. Everything, time, consciousness, even physical laws, rewind just enough to keep the simulation stable. You don't feel it because you're not supposed to, but some people wake up early enough to catch the glitch. Like the guy who said he woke up at 4:10 and watched the moon jump a few inches to the left, instantly. Or the woman who said her entire house made a low humming sound right before everything went silent, like someone hit the mute button on the universe. And here's the weirdest part. People all over the world report the same thing on Tuesdays. Birds go quiet, clocks freeze for exactly 1 second, and the air feels thick, like it's holding its breath. Researchers who've looked into it noticed something even stranger. Global data spikes on Tuesday mornings. Servers reboot, security cameras glitch, GPS systems drift by a few feet. Nobody has an explanation, but it always happens around 4:12 a.m. So pretty much the world ends every Tuesday, but the simulation reloads us into the closest stable version of reality. That's why things fell off lately. That's why people remember different details. That's why nothing feels the same as it did a few years ago. Because technically, we're not in the same world we started in. As always, stay weird.
May 2001. Our hotline rings while we're doing our show on 97.1 The Eagle in Dallas. It's from a friend of ours who's a firefighter for Los Angeles County, California. He says that he just witnessed Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake in a car accident. Gave us a couple of more details. We went on the air, we told the story. Little did we know, we were the only ones that anyone got through to in the media to tell the story. All this happened so quickly. Within 30 minutes, our hotline was ringing from affiliates in Miami, Cincinnati. We got calls from the BBC. We got calls from all over the world. The next thing that happened was our agent, who at the time was Norm Schrut. Norm Schrut is no longer with us anymore. He asked what was going on, what happened. He had been getting phone calls. We told him the truth. He said, tonight after your show, go home. Do not go anywhere. Do not answer the phone. I'm taking the next flight from Atlanta to Dallas, and I will handle it. Within about 5 hours, Norm showed up and said that we had a flight booked at that moment to go to Los Angeles. We get off the plane in LA. We get in this black SUV looking deal. We drive about probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we go into a parking garage, what looked like a parking garage, went down and down and down and down, probably to about the 7th floor beneath the ground. Huge garage door opens up, and what we saw blew our minds. And I have pictures. Sooner or later, on this channel, I will share those pictures of the deceased bodies. You wanted the truth? There's the truth.
And that's a wrap for today, fool. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me, smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.